Hello everybody, Brian here from quantlabs.net. Today I'm going to go over the next latest offering we got. This is the continual algo trading infrastructure workshop version 2 we're working on for this year. We haven't done one in a few years, so we're going to do this on a continual basis for the next probably a few months, and just want to go over some of the details on what you'll get with the live interactive of the details of this course on top of other things that you'll get as well. So I'll describe those later after this presentation on top of some other goodies as bonuses as well. So first thing is, let's talk about algo trading in Python. Specifically, usually we target anywhere from students who are looking for career moves into financial services industry, retail traders, algo traders of any experience. And the main thing is we focus on Python. So this is the sort of audience we look at for retail traders. A lot of people, I'm sure, are aware of that 90% of traders lose 90% of their profits and use popular trading platforms, including TradeStation, MetaTrader. And usually they're up against corrupted brokers, basically, that want you to lose. That's how they stay in business. So Python for students. We have graduates who want to be employed in institutions that use Python, which is pretty well everywhere now. In 3 years, it's predicted to be the most popular language out there. High frequency trading shops widely use both Python and C++. It's also a great resource to learn from if you're getting a little more serious, to start with things like Quantopian or QuantStart. Also, there's Python for algo traders. Just so people know that 80% of all electronic orders are electronic orders globally are electronic. We have an interest in pretty well all asset classes, and these are the most profitable type of traders that are out there. Once you find something, you're able to scale it and put it out there in parallel. Do things that could take you probably a couple hours, even days, and you do it literally in a few minutes. So as a result, you can scale it in a parallel and just broaden your horizons on the number of assets or instruments that you watch. So again, why Python? Here's some of the pros. The founding father of the U.S. says liberty, when it begins to take root, is a plant of rapid growth. You could easily say that about Python, as it's now, as I said, the most popular programming language out there. Python has some of the fastest adoption of PayPal within the application security group. This is, of course, in the combination of both eBay and PayPal. Python is excellent for doing quant studies and math analysis. We use it in this manner for HFT. And here's some of the things that we like to use, some of the tools. In anything that's a Linux compliant environment, including Mac OS 10, usually we can work with Python packages, including Pandas, NumPy, Matplotlib, PyCharm, Anaconda, pip. And here's some of the characteristics that some people need to have. They have to be comfortable with the packages I just mentioned. They obviously have to be have access to, be confident with computer systems. Most importantly, they have to have inner drive and motivation. The lack of that is the only thing really holding back people from being really successful in the world of algorithmic or automated trading. As a result, focus and time is obviously helpful, and having a basic background in elements of trading also helps out as well. So a lot of people always ask, so here's some of the resources. If you're new to programming, there's lots of resources out there. A lot of it's free. Even though I'm not a big fan of Microsoft, they do have a good resources called Channel 9. Tons of books and online courses to get you up and running. Ask away, and there is lots of resources out there for you, like on YouTube. So once you start to get really good with Python, there's numerous types of strategies that you can deploy, various ways that you can attack via arbitrage. You can also attack with Python when it comes to futures and options. And specifically what I'm starting out with right now across one exchange for crypto is Binance, which is the world's largest, as well as the world of Forex and CFDs. As I always love to say, the poor man's journey to derivatives is using through CFDs. So let's talk about how your brain's structured, so how these things are designed to get you up and running pretty quick. First, we need to understand that everything in the world is built in modules, okay? Then, once we get through those modules, we get into units. So that's how the course is built around. I'll show you that in a bit. A few things. People ask, what do I do? I've been programming for a very long time. I've gone through many programming languages, and I've spent now Python with a few years now, and I'm trying to move more everything into Python to keep it nice and easy so everything talks to each other quite nicely, and that's the reason why I do this and try to keep it in the world of Python. Now, the first thing we need to focus on is an infrastructure for what we call a custom trading platform or custom trading software. So obviously this is the infrastructure pieces we deal with. The first big one is obviously data and databases. So we always have to worry about where do we store our databases. In a nutshell, there's traditional databases which are built around relational databases, but there's been a big movement the last few years where it's all what they call NoSQL, and there's two good choices out there for both Redis and Mongo. I like to use Redis. I focus on Redis because it's true open source, which means it's free, and you can even get the source code for it, and there's a lot of genius stuff going on around that. Now, the brokers. The brokers is one of the courses I'll show you focuses on interactive brokers. There's been lots of latest changes when it came to interactive brokers. For instance, you don't need to worry about the $10,000 requirement now. You can get around that, but you still want market data, so you're going to have a few $1,000s to get the data. And I do cover interactive brokers quite extensively in this series of courses. We also like to focus on all the asset classes. If you're like me, just starting out with nothing, what I do is I don't know if people follow what I do with the market analysis, but when you just focus on Forex, CFD, which is one broker, ON to the biggest in the world for that. And on top of that, if you focus on the crypto, which has got some great performance as well, no matter where the markets are at, there's always performance like today. You can do well in the world of crypto as well. For instance, Ripple is up 25% today. That is crazy. I've never seen an hourly move like that for a cryptocurrency pair. Charting is another big factor. There's lots of open source ones like Matplotlib, PyQt, Graph. One that I like called Chart Director, which I focus on, very, very cheap. And that thing can be used across any major programming language, any major operating system. It does not matter. That's why I use it. We also talk about the front end. There's some challenges there, but Qt just came back with some new options and to support Python. And you can do that through the PyQt Graph. So there is some kind of coverage on it, but it's not really an issue as more things are being deployed into the browser and more things are focusing on things like JavaScript as well. So at this point, I've just focused purely on Python. That's all you need to know. Now, one of the things I love about doing the live interaction over the next 6 weeks is a Q&A. So that's what we focus on to get you up and running. I'll explain that more in a little bit. And of course, if you miss out, there's so many videos. I'll be recording all the sessions live, put them up on as a video on demand kind of basis. Plus, all the course itself is all video on demand as well with source code. Yes, I talked about source code. I'll show you that in a little bit. And of course, one of my principles when it comes to educating is to go through line by line on the walkthroughs, which a lot of people don't do. So the schedule's kind of like around a traditional meetup. We do it, I'm looking at Mondays. I'm also looking at on Thursdays as people come in to the course. We will work it out to see what works best for people's schedules for my history. Always Mondays and Thursdays work best, and we'll definitely get that working. One of the meetup groups that I use and promote is this Quant-Finance. so you can get more details there. But I'll show you the link is if you are interested. Please understand. This is very exclusive. I'm only going to have a very limited number of spots so we can have access and keep control on the quality of Q&A and so on and so forth. So I'm going to keep it very small, very limited. So if you're interested, you just come to this website, quantlabs.net/MKT for marketing /quant-elite, and then you'll find the sign up there. Okay, so enough of that. Here's some of the other benefits. I'm just working on the order page right now, but these are some of the exclusive, call it bonuses or whatever you want. As I said, Python's very cool. I've done software development for 30 years, and I will tell you, Python's a very exciting language. I was skeptical about it. Same thing I could say about crypto. Crypto compared to Forex is much easier. The margin, you don't even need margin to get really good swings in crypto. As I said, we have today just Ripple up 25%, even though Bitcoin is severely down. There's always out of 300 pairs on Binance that do really well. The commission fees are really tiny too, at 0.1%. So I mean, it just blows my mind on how ineffective, or it's not even something you need to worry about when it comes to commissions as well on Binance and other similar exchanges. So that's good. Live engagements, as I said, over the next 6 weeks, we will work on. I'm proposing Mondays and Thursday nights, Eastern Standard Time, because a lot of people are in New York, Eastern Standard, so that's probably where most of a lot of students come from. Right now, I launched a Telegram group, and it's pretty interactive, pretty active. Lots of different people of different backgrounds, automated traders, programmers, highly experienced traders, and a whole whack load of people that's really good, that people sit on the side to watch the discussions on Telegram, but they can always jump in, ask questions, get feedback, and a good positive group, and it's really good. And I'll give you as part of this lifetime access with the Telegram group, because I just feel it's so valuable now that I want to keep it up and running. Okay, so let's talk about what's going to happen. So when you get registered, you'll get access to the elite program for a year. So this is all up and running, and you get access for a year. Right now, I'm marketing this at $4,800. And since that time, there's been no live interactive, but we're starting that up next week. So it's going to be continual. Now, as I said, there's 4 courses. There's 2 versions of the Python course. I'll be focusing on Python 3 because it's the latest version. They just announced that Python version 2 will have a life ending, meaning all the code, all that will no longer be supported in the next 2 years, I believe. So that's going to come to end of life. So obviously you want to focus on version 3 of Python. Python 2 is there if you want to get up and running even faster and just use the famous but stable Python 2.7. I have a course for that. That's just Python version 2, this one right here. But when you move into Python version 3, this is the one we're going to work on. So I'll introduce that in a minute. On top, there's 4 other courses you get access for a year. Now, the first one is the C++ Algo indie trading course that focuses on fundamentals of futures and options. This is the bane of all trading. This is the bane of all how the markets move and flow. So there's a focus on that and the algorithms, both in Python and C++. Then we move into, as I said, the interactive brokers. I'll go through that in more detail if you want. I'll go through that as well. And then we have these 2 other courses as well, is the Dukas Copy Visual JFork. So if you're not a programmer, it's always a good idea to get up and running, to build some form of a strategy, even if it's a simple crossover of moving averages, buy and sell on a buy when the moving average goes up, and you sell it when it goes down, something like that. The idea here is to walk you through the process of understanding what goes into a strategy from a programming or a logistical point of view. That course is available, and I will just walk you through the tool of Visual J4X to guide you through this very powerful tool that Dukascopy has for similar like Dukas like a Wanda for both CFD and Forex. And there, if you ever wanted to be high risk and go into binary options, that's an option there too. Also, there's the evolution of zero to hero trading strategy. Sure, I've been struggling for trading strategies for a while. I show you the exact methodologies that I show you on how you can debug a log and use these classic software development, software maintenance techniques that will walk you through that process to be able to understand how a strategy can be built out based upon events in the markets and be able to react to that and retweak that strategy, that trading logic, and I'll show you how to do that through this course. Lastly is the big beast, as I said, is the Interactive Brokers Workshop Bootcamp as well, which is a few years old, but they have not changed the API at all at Interactive Brokers. So this course will stay valid for a very long time, and I'll tell you, I'm pretty proud of this because it covers all aspects of major programming languages, be it Java, C++, a little bit of Python, and actually in this course now, come to think of it, there is a demo I show using a brand new, few months old Interactive Brokers API support for Python. Very easy to use, and it works great. So you got it all covered. So let's go into the course itself of the version 3 of Python, the one that we're going to do live, and this is very cool. Okay, so what we've got here is the usual introductions and how everything works. I'm going to walk you through it very quickly. As I said in my presentation, we have everything built into modules and units. Okay, so for the first week or two, we're going to talk about programming generally, why Python, and the tools to get you up and running with Python and what's available out there to get you up and running. Most of it's free. There is some ones that you can pay for, but most of the free stuff you can work with. So we cover that. The idea behind the live coverage week by week is so that you go ahead before that session, you go through all the material, consume all the videos, consume all the code, go through the walkthroughs, and we come back that Monday, that Thursday, and hammer out what are the questions. These will also be recorded, so all those video playbacks will be useful for two purposes: for those that miss it, as well as other further future students that can go through other previous video sessions that may cover questions that may not be covered here. So I'm going to be doing that. Okay, so let me open up one of the video sessions. So here, this is a typical unit, what it looks like. The size can vary of different videos. We have, as I said, videos, walking code. So this may have one unit. Let me just go through another. Let's say the data. Yeah, let's do the technical analysis one. So here we have walking you through the basics of a library and using different indicators, using TALib and using the different indicators and showing you how to use that, and example source code to get you running. So that's kind of how it's built. It's built very simply, and every single module is like that. Oh, and the other thing is there is a special emphasis on crypto. Lots of questions have come in about a video that has kind of gone, I won't say viral, but good and bad came out of that video using Gecko and all these trading bots for all the different exchanges out there on crypto. To be honest, there's a really powerful, an amazing, powerful package out there called CCEX, and it's a wrapper to over, I believe, probably pushing 100 different exchanges. It's one wrapper, so you can do all your code, all all your logic on the trading logic using this one package. Be able to download your data, get access to your account, push orders through. And the beautiful thing about it is that trading logic using the wrapper of CCXT means if you're not happy with one exchange, you can still don't have to do a lot of changes and move to another crypto exchange with minimal coding changes. That's why I use it. Not a lot of people know about it, but it's getting more popular. So that's a big factor in what I focus on with Python. Another thing is trading ideas. So I cover some basics on setting up your account and setting up things that you should look for when it comes to your I hate these messages. Okay, so moving on. We have charting, as I mentioned, chart director is very powerful, and we got some bonus items here that we can cover and that we can go through those in the live session. So as you can see here, there's 3 modules. 12 modules to cover them 2 a week, and that's how I'm able to get 6 weeks. Now, if that's too fast for people, then I'll do another intake a few months later. Anybody's welcome to come into the next intake and go through the same sessions as before and recover and come back at it like a month, 2 months later and come back with another series of questions over the same material as we get to that material in the following intake, if that makes sense. So there's a lot of flexibility here. And as I said, you get access to this for 1 year. And yeah, it's a pretty good deal. So that's everything, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. We've covered the dashboard. We've covered the bonuses. Lots of stuff here that will keep you busy. But the bonus, the beauty of it is if you get overwhelmed, you can come back and be able to ask questions and get answers. And if it ain't there, we have the Facebook group, and then we also have the private Telegram group to get people up and running. So that's different ways to attack it. That's pretty well it. Do understand that this, obviously, I can't keep it this low price forever. The value of it is extremely high. I have people that write books, and basically they get a book published, self-published, I might add, and they charge 35,000 euros to get this similar one strategy in 5-day session. Here it's a lot for very, very, very cheap. So I'm just giving you a market comparison on what people charge. And usually the people that can afford the 35,000 euros are usually high-end outfits such as family offices that are running multi-million-dollar operations, and 35 grand is nothing to them to get up and running, to have an automated environment in their operation. So right now, that's who I'm going to be targeting, but I want to give people at a retail level starting out an opportunity here before we move into that field in the next few months. And I've got other things that I'm waiting on that may add credibility to my voice, which obviously will add the value and make it more expensive down the line. So there you go. I hope this helps you out and kind of gives you an idea of what to expect. If you have any questions, I will probably do a session. If not, I'm always accessible on Facebook Messenger or Twitter if you got questions. All right, hopefully this will help you out. Talk to you later.